Steve Nessel of Yamaha is here in camp during the rut in December, and much like the years past, he's in search of cool and mature whitetail.
We're at the Whitetail Diaries deer camp out here in, just outside Bracketville, Texas, and we're doing a December hunt, and I like to get out here as many Decembers as I can, and this year I was able to do it again, and it's in the middle of the rut, so we're out here hunting whitetail deer. Middle of December, middle of the rut, and trying to knock down a mature whitetail. Really, overall, just spend some time in camp. Jeff and I get out to the ranch, we get set up in the Wolverine X2, and we go, and we're a little worried about the roads getting there. I'm hearing stories about trucks getting stuck, having to get pulled out with heavy equipment, and trucks getting high centered, and all this stuff getting out. So we come up on a mud hole, and we just breeze through it. And then we come up, and Jeff starts tapping me on the shoulder, here come the ruts, here come, and we just straddle the ruts and we get right by. And I love using the Wolverine, or even the Vikings, or any of the Yamaha UTVs out here when it comes to those kind of situations, because it makes getting to and from in adverse conditions, lack of a better way of putting it, easy.
Steve decides to break in a new box blind Wade set up, and even though it's a pain to get to, well, the area certainly has some promise.
And about half an hour after I made the decision to go to that stand or that setup, he starts showing me trail cam photos, and there's no less than 6 really, really good mature whitetail buck shooters coming to that stand. For a while, it was a little slow. We had a couple small bucks come in, we had a couple of does milling around. When I look off to my left, outside the left window that I'm by, and there is a big buck, what looks to be a big buck in the brush at about 10 yards, just following this doe in. And he's awesome. He's thick, he's not super wide, he's not super tall, but he's still wide and tall, if those of you that deer hunt can understand what I'm saying. And he looks cool, and he is intent on something. He's looking out in front of us, he'll look down at that doe occasionally. I think he's escorting her in, but he looks like he's gonna make his way in, but he didn't for about 10 minutes. And Jeff and I am actually trying to convince Jeff it's the buck that we had seen, and it was one of the ones that I liked and might want to shoot. And eventually, when he walked out to the road to jump the fence to go out in front of us, Jeff said, "Yep, that's him, and he's old. He looks to be probably at least 5." And all of a sudden, I'm wondering, it's early. We've only been there about 45 minutes. Do I shoot this deer now, or do I wait to see if any of these other 3 or 4 or 5 bucks come into the setup?
Will Steve pull the trigger, or will he hold off for something else? Find out when we return. A mature buck has presented itself to Steve, even though it's still early into his hunt. Steve is contemplating if this buck is the one he'll harvest.
I like to say he posed. I think he knew I liked him. We'd never met, but I think he knew I had an affinity for him. He walked out and he said, "Here, I'll make it easy on you. If you're ready to call your hunt, call it quits." He walked out at about 90 yards. He didn't look back at me, but he stayed there that way, broadside, for probably a good 3-4 minutes, giving me the option. And I looked at Jeff, and Jeff laughed. I think Jeff laughed at me in the moment. He's like, "You don't know what to do, do you?" I'm like, "No, I don't have any idea what to do. That's a good buck. I like that deer. He's old, he's cool." I didn't know what to do at the time. And so the deer, he stopped posing for me. My window of opportunity closed. But we're still early, so I'm not that worried about it. He's settled, he walked the doe in, he's not going anywhere, at least not anytime soon. And if he does, I get to watch him go for quite a ways, and maybe I can get up and get a shot at him. So he settles in, he starts feeding, walking the doe around. Jeff and I settled in, we're waiting to see if anything else comes. And there really wasn't a lot of other action. There were some other small bucks, other deer walking in, does, lots of spikes, things like that. And we're probably 45 minutes from when we first saw him, and I told Jeff, I said, if it's another 10, 15 minutes and he decides he's gonna, give me that another opportunity, another window, I'm gonna do it. He's a good deer, I like him, I'm gonna take that buck. So wouldn't you know, after a while, the deer moves out, he moves away from the other deer, he stands broadside, and I start to get the gun up, and Jeff's like, you're gonna do it? I said, I told you, if he hung out for long enough and he tempted me for long enough, he gave me another little pose, and yeah, let's do this. So I get the gun up. The deer actually then maybe could sense it because he didn't want to stop moving. He was moving around, getting behind some brush in front of other deer, behind other deer. But eventually he, facing to our right, Jeff had him, I didn't. I told Jeff, let's let him take one more step. He did, and I took a shot. His vitals are kind of covered. I want for him to take one more step to the right. I don't.
He's laying right there.
Is he? I can't see him. It felt like I keep telling I clear the gun too soon. I keep getting told I clear the gun too soon. Which, by the way, it's clear. I didn't know if he ran off, so I was thinking maybe Iraq, but I felt really good. I was held steady. I'm on my knees in here with my red. Whatever I need to make myself comfortable. That dude's a stud. He's old. He's old and cool. I've been staring at him for about 45 minutes, but came in right behind us. If he's right there. He's seriously laying right there.
Yeah. I see him right now. What you saying? There was another buck that took off.
Oh, I see the belly. Oof. I don't need this, but yeah, it played a big role. Oh, he's got a body on it. That's what I felt like these are gonna be like baseball bats when I was grabbing him. This dude's a stud. This dude is a stud. You can see all this trash off his bases up here. Stuff coming off his right. Man, he's an old deer. Old deer. Big bodied deer. Oh, jeez. Man, look at that. I swear he's got some of the same genes of the deer I got last year. Just the same thing kind of comes forward up here with his twos. Bladed, but just thick, massive. Such a cool deer. Such a cool, big, old deer.
Hey, congratulations, Steve, on another successful December entry into the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries. Hey, if you want to learn more about the Wolverine X2, be sure to visit your local Yamaha dealer or visit YamahaOutdoors.com to learn more.
The Wolverine X2 is your do-it-all machine. If you're out here in the middle of Texas, looking to whitetail hunt with it, work some property, have it really leverage it for its versatility, you should think about it. If you are a trail rider in the middle of Pennsylvania and you got thick woods you need to get to and have some fun in, go on trail rides with your buddy or your wife, you ought to think about the Wolverine X2. If you're looking to cruise just epic landscapes in Moab, Utah, or in the northwest of the United States, I think you should think about the Wolverine X2. There's really no bounds, no limits to what it can do. Whatever you need to do with it, it's there and ready to get it done for you.